My name is Andrew Wilson. I'm here from the Pennant Hills District Civic Trust. The Pennant Hills Trust is interviewing all of the candidates for Hornsby Council Mayor and for the Ward B Councillor candidates. The Pennant Hills Trust is not in any way politically affiliated or aligned. We aim to give all the candidates a fair go to allow voters to make an informed choice. We are unashamedly local. That is, we live in Pennant Hills, West Pennant Hills, Thornlea. We know that this is the best place in Australia to live. We want to keep it that way and we want to make it even better. It is in that context that I introduce Nathan Tilbury, a candidate for Hornsby Mayor. I've got 3 questions and then you can have an open mic to tell us your campaign. The first one is the Pennant Hills Master Plan. We believe that some sort of development in Pennant Hills is inevitable, but we would like it to happen in a planned, coordinated way in consultation with the community. Can you tell me, it's something we've been saying for a long time, so you're familiar with it, can you tell me your views on the Pennant Hills Master Plan and how you can progress it if you're elected Mayor?
I think that as a focus for Pennant Hills as a master plan, that's going to take some time to be delivered. And I'd just like to talk about it as well, what can be done in the shorter term. But a master plan, you're talking about 10 years until you break ground, but it really needs to go out to the community to see what they're comfortable with in terms of rezoning and also the public domain and infrastructure they want to see delivered as part of that. But it is a long process. It's not something that's done quickly. So a council needs to also focus on what might be called place planning. And this is where we put staff in a particular area. They go around and look at the businesses, look at the opportunities that can be improved immediately, whether that's with public domain. And when I talk about public domain, it might be some traffic improvements, it could be some outdoor furniture, it could be as simple as replacing a public toilet. I mean, you've got some public toilets there that are pretty disgusting, that truck drivers might use, but families wouldn't. And these are basic things, and I think council can deliver them now. Whereas planning for a master plan for a long-term solution also needs to start. But we can't just leave Pennant Hills to continue the slide.
Okay, second question is the Wesley Sports Facilities. Matt Keane allocated a fair whack of dollars. Council has done a lot of planning. I've been to several council meetings where it's been discussed. Some people are very in favour of it, some people are very opposed to it. It's a bit of a surprise that the Minns Labor government has decided they think it's okay to take away. I think it's $36 million for that funding. Please give us your view. What do you think of the council's current plan? What do you think of the Minns plan? Talk about Wesley.
We've spent about $8 million of the $40 million that was allocated by the state government through the grant program that was delivered to council because of the impact of the amalgamation. And the argument from the Minns government, we didn't amalgamate, so we shouldn't have got it. Look, that might be true. We were certainly affected by the amalgamation process. We lost cash positive areas such as Epping and Carlingford to Parramatta, which affected the planned delivery of those projects being the Hornsby Quarryton and Hornsby Park and Wesley. We'd spent about $8 million on the plans, and you're right, there's been a lot of talks, there's been a lot of photographs of smiley faces and going, look at what's going to be delivered, but there's been very little action. And with or without state government money, that needs to happen. We've got 107 hectares of sports fields in the Shire. We've got demand for 152 hectares.
Okay. And
that's 2021 report. And with the Matildas phenomenon, with the increase in female participation in sports, which is terrific, that is certainly becoming even more pressure on council, particularly this end of the Shire. So Wesley needs to get on the delivery plan and get on as soon as possible. Obviously, it can't be delivered the same way as we have with the grant funding, and we need to work with governing sports groups to ensure that we're applying for new grant funding, but we need to get it shovel ready, and that takes somebody to take ownership for these projects, and that's what I'm willing to do, step up and take ownership and get this delivered for the community in a financially responsible way.
Okay, we're going to run out of time. You're not going to have a lot of open mic left. You and Warren Waddell were both Liberals in A Ward. You've both been Deputy Mayor. From my perspective as an outsider who lives in B Ward, you look fairly similar. Can you please differentiate yourself from Warren, and I'll leave you to have the mic for the rest of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I'll leave the comments about Warren to Warren. I guess I'll just talk about what I can deliver as somebody who's running for Mayor. And, putting my hand up this time for Mayor after 12 years as a councillor is, for me, I think that it's time's right. I mean, for me, local government is the closest to the community, and it's about delivering for the community what they expect. Things like sports fields, the fundamental things for councils like waste, picking up your garbage, cutting the grass in the sports field, and if we've got a shortfall, it's meeting that shortfall. These are the basics. I think I've proven in A Ward that I've got ability to listen to the community and deliver what they expect from council, and I'd like the opportunity to do that at Shire-wide. And this time I'm running as an independent because I believe we should be free of party politics in local government and have a broad focus on what the community needs and what can be delivered. And I can do that a lot better as an independent and bring together a council to ensure that we deliver for the community.